Alright, hello everyone and welcome to WWE Discussion. I'm your host and WWE enthusiast Doug. In today's episode I'm going to discuss Smackdown, September 29th, 2023 edition. Edition of Smackdown featured a United States Championship match along with an appearance from John Cena, who looked to confront the bloodline ahead of his match against them at Fastlane. And with that, we're going to get right into the action, starting with the United States Championship match, Rey Mysterio versus Santos Escobar. So Escobar would challenge Mysterio for the United States Championship in a battle between protege and mentor that saw the mentor get the best of his protege. Mysterio would counter a gorilla press by Escobar into a roll-up and score to win. After the match, there was a momentary hesitation from Escobar to answer his idol's sign of respect, which was an interesting development that teased potential dissension between them. A post-match beatdown by the Street Profits drew the approval of Bobby Lashley in the latest rushed chapter of this story. What we have seen tonight is legitimately 2 or 3 works of creative rolled into 2 quick segments. Despite the issues with the pacing of the Lashley Street Profit story, this was an effective way to bring together 2 ongoing storylines and spotlight those involved. Now Mysterio and Escobar will have to put aside hard feelings to combat a more dangerous Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. A good strong title match helped elevate the quality of this segment. So there was a lot happening here. There is some teased dissension within the LWO. Will that manifest? Is that real? And if so, how does it manifest? Very likely it is real. It would make sense from a logical perspective. It would logically make sense if that's the direction the story is going in. Interesting though too, after Mysterio and Escobar got jumped, they challenged Lashley and the Street Profits to a match at Fastlane. Question is, who teams with Mysterio and Escobar? Well, it's not Joaquin Wild or Cruz del Toro. It's most likely going to be Dragon Lee, who was seated ringside, or standing ringside behind the barricades with the fans. And, well, he tried to get involved after the match to try to help out Mysterio and Escobar, but was held back by security, who, for some reason were holding back Dragon Lee instead of trying to separate the guys in the ring. It's very interesting how security, for certain situations, they are right there to separate people, and then for other situations, they're nowhere to be found. Or, I guess in this case, they were holding back the wrong person. But, very curious to see right there. But, Mysterio, Lee, and Escobar versus Lashley and Street Profits. That sounds like a pretty intriguing trios match right there. And then the main event. So John Cena would make an appearance. So after a show-long tease, John Cena hit the ring to wrap up the show and reiterated that he will fight Jimmy Uso and Solo Sikoa in the main event of Fastlane. Or I'm guessing this is the main event of Fastlane. If not that, I don't know what would be, but Cena, but regardless, Cena's gonna fight Uso and Sikoa in the minute, and at Fastlane by himself if he doesn't have a partner, which brought out Uso and Sikoa, who took down Cena. And before they can inflict too much damage, LA Knight would appear and make the save and accept the role, sign the contract, and be Cena's tag partner for Fastlane. And this is a big opportunity for Knight and the next logical step for him in his run to the top of the company. Not only does he get to the rub of Cena, but he also begins the journey to an eventual showdown Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship, and that was what was needed last week. Unfortunately, Knight got COVID, so plans had to get scrapped, and even though it got delayed a week, it still hit as expected here on this episode of SmackDown. So it is going to be John Cena and LA Knight versus Uso and Sikoa at Fastlane. Question is, does Roman Reigns sounds like Roman Reigns, from what I'm hearing on the internet chatter, he might make an appearance between after Fastlane and before Crown Jewel. So I don't know what episode that would be, but I'm very curious to see what plays out next in the story. What plays next out in the story. So an expected addition, sure, but a welcome one. So in conclusion, this was a solid episode of SmackDown that built nicely to Fastlane and highlighted the main event, highlighted what could be the main event, pitting John Cena and LA Knight against Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso. The Momo of Night at the end of the show was great. The women's title match in a premium live event was made a triple threat and should be just as good as the original one, which was Sky versus Flair. And then there was a tease of tension between Mysterio and Escobar, and that should make for good television over the next month or so, or however long that story plays out. Now, when you think about the premium live event lineup over the course of the year, you have the major ones, you have the minor ones. Fastlane's a minor premium live event, but the card is looking solid from a quality standpoint, and even though it's a minor pay-per-view, the talent, like always, delivers. And with that, that will conclude this episode of WWE Discussion. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit that like button down below.